Hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. We are back once again with the World Racing Community and their MX5 Cup. It's its second outing, ladies and gentlemen, round 2. And what do you expect? They're using, I believe, Sport Soft tyres. It's going to be 3 rounds of qualifying heats, 3 15-minute races to qualify for a feature race at the end of the stream, a 30-minute race, I believe. They are random grids for the preheats, the qualifying heats. So we'll just have a quick look up and down the grid and then get on with some absolutely banging racing, which is what you've come here for, hopefully. If I remember what buttons to press. Here we go. So we've got Reckless sitting at the top in the random grid. Beaks starting from second. The Cull joins us here for round 2 in third. Autosport had good qualifying heats. The first round is sitting in 4th. Then we have the Hoods in 5th. Then we've got Hesketh starting in 6th. A solid start for his campaign in the championship after round 1. Thunder also doing very well after the first round, starts 7th in this first qualifying heat. AT Racing starts in 8th place, and Blaze Freely starts in 9th. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is... Oh, no, not that button, not that button, that button. That's our grid for a 15-minute qualifying heat, and away we go here at Goodwood for round 2 of the Max 5 Cup. And a great start for Reckless at the moment, with Beaks keeping him in close attention. The Cull up to 3rd with Autosport 4th. AT Racing having a very good start there in 5th. Hesketh in 6th. We got the Thunder in 7th. Hoods in 8th, and Blaze Freely right in and amongst the thick of the action, ladies and gents. But Reckless at the moment still the man in the lead. A very tricky track is Goodwood. It looks basic, it looks simple, but the corners are far from that, and the Miatas that they're trying to cohort around the track are tricky. Under braking, you snatch them brakes and they will spin out. They are a car to be driven, not pushed. Cull already up there though, into 2nd place. He's got himself past Autosport, Beaks, and now he's having a go at the Reckless, and there he goes, the Cull up and into the lead, ladies and gentlemen. More movement down in amongst the field with Autosport, AT Racing and Hesketh getting themselves all wrapped up in each other, and some of them taking a wider line than others, and Thunder there is there amongst it as well. Thunder going for a move at AT Racing, and Thunder up and into 6th ahead of the Bob. Hesketh as well, he's shuffled himself up into 5th, chasing down Autosport, who's trying to get away from that action, and Beaks is going in on the Reckless from 3rd to 2nd, with Autosport in 4th place, having a look, having a sniff and a whiff of that clean air up the inside of the Beaks, and my word, he has done it, ladies and gentlemen. Side by side still, it's not over, he's only a nose ahead, and the Beaks could still snatch that late break. No, the Beaks is off. He's off the track, ladies and gentlemen, in his fight with the Sport. So Autosport now up and into 3rd, and starting to bear down on the Reckless. Cull trying to make some distance between himself and the following gang. Reckless and Autosport go at it as Hesketh, AT Racing and Thunder all up and amongst it, with AT Racing getting himself back ahead of the Thunder. They're to-ing and throwing, ladies and gents, side by side all the way around the Good of Woods. That's what we're seeing here, and Thunder then on the outside trying to get himself back ahead of the Bob. Beautiful racing from the pair, delivered very well. Beaks there licking his wounds in 7th place. Blaze Freely has got himself ahead of the Hoods, and the Hoods has had an issue. With Cull, no issues here, sir. He is flying high as the sky. And Autosport in pursuit in second place. Hesketh now in third. Thunder fourth. Reckless is the one that slipped from grace, ladies and gentlemen. Reckless slipping down into fifth, and AT Racing all up and about his business. AT Racing looking to do some damage here, looking to get himself a fifth place from our boy Reckless. Reckless trying to keep the Miata in the middle of the road. The back end's gone, and she is gone, ladies and gentlemen. That is how easy it can be done. And now that is our boy Bob ahead of Reckless. Reckless, it could have been worse though. He could have been off in the barrier. He's managed to save that one really, and the Beaks knows his feelings. Knows the feelings he is going through. Blaze Freely in 8th place. A very good start for Blaze as he joins the crew here at the World Racing Community, and a big warm welcome. Yeehaw, my friend. Hud's in 9th. Having, he must have had a moment to be that far off the pack. The Cull, absolutely slinging Mazdas today. His little MX5 is going for a ride around the good wood. Hesketh's up to second ahead of Autosport now, with Thunder in fourth and Bob in fifth. AT Racing chasing down the Thunder. The Thunder is making it's old rivalries here, with Thunder and Autosport used to duke it out for the GT2 championship battle, and with Autosport coming out on top, Thunder will be very happy to see the rear derriere of his old nemesis as he bears down on him and puts the pressure on to Autosport. Hesketh trying to get away from that action and chase down the Cull, who has, like a rabbit, bolted. And Hesketh then in second, Autosport in third. We got Thunder in fourth. AT Racing is in fifth place, with the Beaks now up into sixth ahead of the Reckless. The Reckless's race going from worse to worse as he's off the track again, and Blaze Freely finds an easy position there. Thank you very much, sir. And up and into seventh as Reckless goes wild in the Miata. Huds then, maybe a position to be claimed here, as Reckless having a moment in the Mazda has the Huds coming in strong and fast. The Cull leads, but Hesketh chases. Autosport in trouble now because Thunder is right up and in his busyness. The Thunder is bringing the noise, ladies and gentlemen, all up and about the Autosport. On board with Thunder at the moment as we see him do his business behind the wheel, and he's giving Thunder and Autosport a little nudge there, a little hello. You know, rubbing his racing, ladies and gentlemen, and he likes the Autosport to know that he is there and amongst it. And beautifully done there as we see Hesketh just up ahead, kicking up a bit of dust. Thunder gets it a little bit wrong into the corner, puts a wheel onto the grass, and that's Bob coming through, ladies and gentlemen. The Bob takes the position, and poor old Thunder went on the attack and found himself with a wheel slightly off the road, and Bob needs no more invitations than that, and Autosport gets to breathe another corner, a little bit of free air behind him. Hesketh in second, still targeting the Cull, but the Cull is taking no prisoners today here at the good of Wood in his MX5, ladies and gentlemen. Expertly handled and precisionally driven by the Cull himself, and Hesketh giving it his all. So the Cull last time around 20.1, with Hesketh doing a 20.0. We are talking mere tenths of a second in it. It's going to be a tough one for Hesketh to close in. AT Racing is our fastest man on the track, and he's gone for the move on the Sport. The Sport's trying to have a sniff back, but after that lap from AT Racing, it's going to be a tough call to beat, as the Sport again having a look up the inside. Does he fancy a piece of the Bob? No, he backs out of it, and remember, he's got to defend as well as attack because he's got the Thunder on his trail, and the Thunder is looking for podiums. He's taken a liking to him lately. He fancies some more. I know it's only a qualifying heat, but podium's a podium is a podium. Top three is always something to celebrate. So Thunder then in 5th place, chasing down the Sport, whom is chasing down the Bob at the moment, whom is the fastest man on the track. Hesketh trying to bolt away from that podium action behind him and chase down the Cull. The Cull at the moment flying high, as we have said. Autosport and Thunder hard at it. The third, fourth and fifth are absolutely going at each other, tearing strips away from each other's times. Thunder 20.2, Autosport a 20.4, and AT Racing a 20.0. So they're all in the same ballpark. Beaks in 6th. Relatively quiet race for the Beaks at the moment. No one around to hassle him. He can just get on with the business of driving. The Blaze Freely in 7th. And he's got pace of Beaks. He could close in on the Beaks if the Beaks is not careful. If he can produce a couple more of those in the 21s, Beaks could be in trouble before the end of the race. Reckless then absolutely stunning at the beginning, leading this race. It all fell apart for him on lap 4, but he's coming back stronger now, and he's keeping the Hoods at bay. Cull then leads the race with Hesketh in chase. We've got Thunder up into the 3rd. Thunder, somehow, where is our Autosport? OMG. My word, indeed. What's happened to thee? Oh, it looks... he was going for a race with the Bob. A little bit of rubbing, which is racing, indeed. And, the Bob off the road. I don't know if that was anything to do with the Sport, but the Sport seems to slow down to redress. Bob saves it pretty well, but the Thunder does get the overtake done there into 3rd place, but Bob still is in the fight. Whereas Autosport, it seemed to drive off the road, and you can't get back on the road, and it'll probably redress him as soon as he gets back onto the road. It's awful here. It resets you. What's he doing? He's proper mad, isn't he? Come on, get on the road. What are you waiting for, Reckless? Come on, Autosport. You're better than this, bro. So Reckless then coming along in 8th place, as Autosport still having his T-brake on the side of the road, and the Hoods then closing in, and Autosport might get nothing. Looking at 2nd place in this race, 3rd place at best, and now he's looking to get nothing out of it as the Hoods goes through and Autosport shuffles to the rear. Dairy of Air. The Cull leads the race, Hesketh in 2nd, and AT Racing has retaken the Bob. Bob has retaken Thunder. Sorry, I do get mixed up with those names. So AT Racing, he's got 3 names. It's AT Racing, aka the Bob, aka Forge Flames. So he goes by many a moniker, you may say. But at the moment, AT Racing stretching his legs here in 3rd place, trying to catch up with Hesketh, but it might all be a little too late. We are 10 minutes into this 15-minute qualifying heat, and the Cull seems to have slam dunked this one, with Hesketh hunting him down too far away from the Bob, but the Bob does have good pace. Thunder looks safe for 4th, with Autosport falling off of the track. Beaks has made a position up for that, which is great for the Beaks in 5th, and the Beaks could have been trouble in this race. He's got good pace. If he hadn't have fallen off early on, he could have figured highly up in that top 3, because the Beaks, the Flying Dutchman, has got pace in him. I don't think that's Dutch, is it? It's Croatian. Blaze Freely up into 6th. What a great debut for Blaze Freely. Little effort, consistency is king, and he stayed on the grey stuff, and that's earned him a mid-pack finish so far. Reckless again, showing why he's called Reckless, giving it the big welly off the side of the road, but he does save the car and keep her going. Hoods into 8th, but Autosport is coming back now. He's decided he is taking part, and he goes for an overtake on the Hoods, but the Hoods doing a fine job keeping the Miata onto the apex and ahead of Autosport. And Autosport then, he's going to have to fight. He's going to have to roll his sleeves up for this one. It's not an easy given from the Hoods. The Hoods is a tiny little racer. Tidy was what I was meant to say. A tidy little racer, not a tiny little racer. He might be tiny, I don't know. I've never met him. So the Hoods then, and there you go, Autosport does make the move, but Hoods gave him a good battle for it. The Cull out there in the lead, goes fastest of everyone, 19.8. Hesketh chasing him down in the 20s, low 20s though. AT Racing, 21.3, made a bit of, that must have been that fight with Thunder, last lap around. Thunder there in 4th with the Beaks a little further back, but one small mistake will put the Beaks right into that action as Blaze Freely as well makes his way around. We are coming up to 13 minutes, 2 more minutes left of this race, 2 more laps possibly left on this qualifying heat as Reckless crosses the line in 7th place, and Autosport chasing him down after his small mistake that turned into quite a catastrophe is coming around in 8th place with Hoods in 9th. The Cull then landing the punches, ladies and gentlemen, making it count. Missed out on round 1, so is on the back step in the championship. I do have a championship, but it's already after this round, so I'm going to have to wait until we're done to let you know where the positions stand. The Cull then, again, he's playing dare with the track limits, and Hesketh then takes the fastest lap away from him. And it's not all done and dusted, it seems, with the Cull at 20.0, 4/10 gain for the Hesketh that last time around. Is there still a fight left in this race? And Bob's hanging it out as well and just somehow surviving. And that just goes to show the cream of the talent in here, where they can just hang it out and still survive, where the rest of us mere mortals will be spinning around like a top hat. Thunder in 4th place, best of the rest for Thunder at the moment, undefeated there in the best of the rest category. And Beaks fancies it though. Beaks has got the pace, and just for those small moments, those small issues of losing lap time, Beaks would be a contender up there in the podium battles. He's got the pace, just not the consistency so far. But Blaze Freely, debutant today, or well, last Saturday or whenever, doing a superb job so far. And yeah, because what was he? Started at the back, I believe. Blaze Freely must have been near the back. Oh, Blaze. Reckless, look at that lap time, 20.2. That's so annoying, isn't it? Just because he had the pace to be, he was leading. Oh, hang on, I'll go back. I saw that we were on the final lap. There goes Thunder then for the 4th. The Beaks grabbing himself 5th place there in this first qualifying heat. Blaze Freely keeping a good address of himself there in 6th place on his debut here at the World Racing Community. Reckless in 7th, and Reckless annoyingly getting those good lap times a little too late. Comes across the line to take 7th. Autosport got himself up and into 8th ahead of the Hoods, but he could have expected a lot more. He's slowing down again, but there you go, 8th. And 9th for the Hoods. Cull out there in the lead. Hesketh chasing him down, still with the fastest lap, and the Bob a little bit further back from those guys, unable to get involved. So these three will just be going for that fastest lap at the end of the race, and the Cull hanging it out there as he crosses the line to take the win, but not the fastest lap. And Hesketh looks like he's keeping that fastest lap, unless the Bob does something ridiculous here. No. So Hesketh keeping that fastest lap. I don't think it makes any difference. It's just for them. It's just for them. But the Cull then wins the first qualifying heat with Hesketh in second, Bob in third, Thunder finishing in fourth, the Beaks in fifth. We've got the Blaze Freely in sixth, Reckless finishing in seventh, Autosport in eighth, and Huds finishing in ninth. Then we'll move on to the second qualifying heat, ladies and gentlemen. It just gets hotter and hotter. There's 3 heats, 3 levels of heats. That's how hot this schnizzle is, my nizzle. So we'll load her up and get ourselves on. No delay, no waiting, except for loading times, obviously. But we'll crack on. Again, another random grid. Another random grid. I don't know how they select the random grid, but I'm sure it's really random. So this time, oh, hang on, let me, oh, not that button. No, not that button. Bloody thing, that button. And then that button. There we go, I'm getting there. So Hood starts on the pole position with Autosport in second. We've got the Cull starting in third. Thunder starts in fourth, which is where he finished. Bob starts fifth. Beaks starts in sixth, Hesketh starts in seventh, Blaze Freely starting in eighth, with Reckless the opposite end of where he started. The last heat is in ninth place, as you can see. Totally random, totally a mismatched order. So the lights are on. We are ready to race. Prepare yourselves for Heat 2 here at Goodwood, round 2 of the World Racing Community's MX5 Cup. Bless them. There we go. We're off now, and the Hud's off to a flying start, but it looks like Autosport's got a great leap off the line, and goes over to give Huds a hello as he makes the overtake, and that's Autosport then into the lead of the race with Huds in second. We've got the Cull in third. Cull looking rather menacingly now, and they've broken off into 2 piles with the Huds down into third. The Cull already through. Where's the Huds? Oh, it looks like the Huds has backed out of that for some reason, and Autosport in trouble. The Cull absolutely flying at the moment, and unbelievable for the Cull in a straight line virtually. Whizzed past the lot of them. Autosport in second, Bob in third, Thunder in fourth, Huds slipping down into fifth place there. Strange from the Huds. Oh, he got that corner a little bit mismatched as he goes wide, and that's let through Hesketh and Reckless, but someone else is off the road. No, Beaks, no. Blaze, Thunder must have been off the road. Thunder slipped back and into ninth place. The Cull leads again with Autosport in second place, and AT Racing trying to stay in the fight here. Oh, and Autosport's hung it out a little too much, and he's found her going tipsy-turvy, and now he gets himself going again as Beaks moves up and into fifth place, but he's got Blaze Freely fancying a race here, and Huds there just tucked up behind him as they struggle through the chicane here at the end of Goodwood. Thunder already up ahead of the Sport, who we saw having his issues. Cull's trying to get away from the danger zone, but the danger zone just keeps on trekking after him. The danger zone being AT Racing. He's coming for you, Cull. Oh, someone else is off the road. It looked like the Beaks to me. It was the Beaks. They're having struggles today. They're having struggles. It's hard, fast racing, and they are throwing these MX5s at the scenery all over the place. Reckless then up to fourth place with Blaze Freely in fifth now. The Huds in sixth. Autosport is down in seventh with Thunder in eighth, and the Beaks, I imagine he's been reset to the track, being that far off, and poor old Beaks just wasn't the second he was looking for. Cull leads with Bob chasing him down, Hesketh in third, Reckless in fourth. Come on, Reckless, have a better one this time. We saw he was getting early 20s near the end of the first heat, and he's doing a very nice representation in this second heat. So Reckless starting to find his feet in the little MX5, and he's starting to stretch his legs a little bit there. In our second qualifying heat, chasing down the Hesketh, Blaze Freely as well, just starting with the World Racing Community and representing very nicely indeed. Huds under fire from Autosport. Autosport a hothead, it seems, here around Goodwood's. Absolutely flying on the seat of his pants, ladies and gentlemen. Autosport is a will he, won't he? Will he stay on or will he, won't he stay on? But Autosport, he's giving it his all. That's what you can say. That's all you can say about him. And he's chasing down his fellow American. And we might get some Apache on Apache action coming up soon. Reckless then in fourth, and it looks like to me like Reckless is closing in on the Hesketh. Hesketh could be in trouble here. His third place is not a given. And oh, got some nice racing up at the front here with the Bob going on the attack of the Cull. The Cull, all we saw from him was a nice cruise from first to first in that first race, and now the Cull is having to show some racecraft here with the Bob coming in strong and heavy, wanting a piece of that action. So the Cull then, he's going to have to get defensive, I think, seeing the pace of the Bob behind him. A 19.8 last time around, and that is serious lap times. Serious lap times, ladies and gentlemen. Not messing about. So the Cull is going to have to dig deep here and find a bit more pace to try and keep Bob at bay. They've left Hesketh behind, but it looks like Hesketh now has opened up a gap between himself and Reckless, but Reckless in those 20s, as we saw at the end of Heat 1, and Reckless really is starting to find his feet in the MX5. There's an off. It's the Cull, ladies and gentlemen. We saw close racing. How close did that racing get is what we need to know. The Cull, I don't know. I really don't think that was a Bob thing, was it? Shall we get on his bumper? Go back 10 seconds. I honestly don't think there was a nudge there. I think Cull's car was already gone. Yeah, the car was already gone. Beautiful racing. Sorry, Bob, forever doubting you. Sorry, my bud. So Hesketh then up into second, and the Cull on a recovery drive now after losing the rear derriere of the Mazda, and Reckless up into third, making Cull's life a little bit more difficult. Blaze Freely in fifth. But he's got Autosport and Thunder, two very swift drivers coming at him. Luckily for Blaze Freely, Autosport is being distracted by the big Thunder behind him, who's going for a move as he pulls up alongside as they get into the braking zone, and it's who has the biggest testicular organs, and it seems like it's Thunder. Has a huge pair. And Autosport there, he weaked out of that one. He didn't want to get involved. That was too rich for his liking. And Thunder then laying down the law as he closes in on Blaze Freely now. And Blaze Freely may have to get defensive. He's been a lovely, consistent driving, keeping a very consistent lap time. But Thunder is a little bit faster with the 20s, and Blaze keeping it in the 22s. How can Blaze keep such a force of nature behind him? We will see. There's Thunder having a look around the outside. He fancies it, but no, he says. Off the racing line, these cars are treacherous. Blaze Freely hogging that racing line as he can do. He is the car in front. It is he determines where the racing line is, and it is down to Thunder to find a way past. AT Racing leads from Hesketh. Cull in third. He's got himself past the Reckless now as we watch 5 and 6 argue over fifth place, and it's Thunder then does go in for the kill. And after the move we saw him pull on Autosport, there was no doubt of what he was able to do there. So Thunder now up and into fifth with Blaze Freely down into sixth, but Autosport taking notes. Hoods there in eighth ahead of the Beaks, but the Beaks is closing in on the Hoods. The Hoods are having a bit of an issue last lap around and has let the Beaks close in on him. So a little bit of duking it out for 8th and 9th down here with the Hoods trying to stay ahead of Beaks. Beaks. AT Racing, though, is the leader of this heat at the moment, with the Hesketh chasing him down. Hesketh 19.9 last time out, with AT Racing 20.5, losing a lot of time to the Hesketh there, over half a second. Is there something in this? Can the Hesketh close in on the Bob here? Cull, who was the leader, won round heat 1 and was leading this heat until he had a loose rear derriere and slipped off into the outback. Hey, Razorback in the chat saying good day thingy, hope you had a good Xmas. It was lovely. It was busy, it was frantic, but it was lovely. It was been nice to see family and spend time ignoring family. No, it's been lovely. AT Racing leads with the Hesketh in second, the Cull in third, Reckless in fourth, with Thunder chasing him down. Now Thunder has got a plan of action down here. We've got Blaze Freely still ahead of the Sport, but the Sport has closed in on Blaze Freely. But Blaze Freely into the 21s, finding a bit of pace, finding a little extra pace in the Mazda. Maybe it's the indicator he's put on has helped him find a bit of pace there. And Autosport, though, breezes by and makes no beef there of that fight. And Blaze Freely just acclimatising himself to the Mazda, to the group, and I imagine didn't want to get too involved in these guys. So Blaze Freely, still one to watch, I believe. Beaks in 8th place. He's got himself past the Hoods there quite a bit. I think the Hoods may have had another oof, as Hesketh then did catch up. Sorry, Hesketh caught up AT Racing. We saw the writing was on the wall, but I didn't believe it. I just took it as gossip and fear-mongering. But Hesketh did have that pace over the Bob. It does turn out Bob at 21.9. He must have made a mistake in that lap, losing a lot of time and handing the lead over to this qualifying heat to Hesketh. Hesketh now absolutely planting that accelerator and trying to get away from AT Racing as fast and swift as possible. But AT Racing will not be departed from. He is sticking it to the Hesketh, ladies and gentlemen, hanging on the back end of that MX5 like he is Marty McFly on a skateboard in 1984. The Cull in third place. The Cull's the fastest man on the track. Can he close in? We've still got 5 minutes of racing from these two. Could hold each other up if they get into a little bit of a tete-a-tete. So the Cull could close this action down to a three-way battle of this second qualifying heat as AT Racing shadows Hesketh through the corner here at Goodwood. Hesketh just clinging on to the rear derriere of his Mazda, and I think that gave up a little bit of pace to the racing AT Racing, but there was a chicane in the way and AT Racing just couldn't make his move that he wished to make then. 19.8 from AT Racing. Hesketh there in 19.7. It's so tight out there. You'd need lube to part this one. Cull in third place, closing in. He's the same pace now, though. They've picked up the pace even though they're racing each other, and the Cull then just matching them. Thunder in fourth. He's ahead of Blaze Freely. Blaze Freely back ahead of Autosport and Reckless. Where did Reckless? What happened to him? Oh gosh, Reckless. So Reckless then in this tidy little battle here with the two Americans, and Blaze Freely at this point just holding it down ahead of him. Now he's got it into the 21s. There's no stopping him, ladies and gentlemen. He is here. He has arrived. Hire an aeroplane and write it in the air as Autosport has troubles keeping Reckless behind. Reckless, eager beaver to get ahead of Autosport. We're watching that big battle for 6-7 as Blaze Freely in fifth tries to cruise away from the action behind him. Reckless and Autosport side by side all the way around here. Autosport just gets his nose ahead. Reckless with the rear end swinging swinging, I tell you, and Blaze Freely through the chicane, clean as a whistle. Autosport and Reckless both hanging a wheel out there, and Beaks too far back, but these two are absolutely battling over 6th and 7th. We've got the Hoods in 9th place, and Hesketh there still only just hanging on. Bob looks very threatening. Bob looks like he is eager to relieve him of that first place. Hesketh clinging on for whatever he can in the lead of this. Only heat 2. We've got another heat. These aren't even the main races, ladies and gentlemen. It is just a qualifying heat. Hesketh then leads from the Bob. The Cull closing in like a silent ninja assassin, creeping up on his prey, and Bob having another look at Hesketh. Hesketh trying to make the Mazda as wide as he possibly can, and AT Racing sniffing and whiffing the fresh air either side of him all around the track. The Cull closing in with precisional fastest laps, one after another. Smash that. 19.1. Hello, ding dong. And AT Racing in 19.8, Hesketh 19.6. That's nearly half a second that the Cull's just taken out of their leads, and they must be aware, even though they are hard battling each other, the Cull is closing in on them. Thunder in 4th place, having a nice cruise for the Thunder. No one around him to bug him. Blaze Freely in 5th place with Autosport out wide. Autosport's out wide, and the Reckless does come through. The Reckless comes through and up and into 6th place as Autosport. Another mistake. The debrief in his garage will be loud and raucous, I am sure of it. They'll be able to hear him up and down the pit lane screaming at the wall. Beaks then in 8th place with the Hoods in 9th. Hesketh then trying to cling on. Bob has been relentless ever since he has lost that lead. And look, they're virtually touching each other as they come through the chicane. There is some absolutely close call racing going on here. We've got 10 seconds of this race. The top 3 are over the line. Thunder, I think, might be our first finisher, as he was in Heat 1. And he is our first finisher in 4th place. Great drive for Thunder. Reckless grabbing that 5th on the final lap. Beautiful stuff. He's got himself ahead of Blaze Freely as well. And Reckless turning that one around on himself. 5th place. Blaze Freely 6th, ahead of Autosport in 7th. We've got the Beaks in 7th. Hesketh still leads from this battle here. This trio of absolute speed up ahead as the Beaks crosses the line. I missed it, sorry. Hoods comes around. He's still a bit of a way. There is racing on track here. Hesketh with the Bob. Bob's backed off from the Hesketh, and the Cull's he's not backing off in any such way whatsoever, and the Cull looks to steal 2nd place right near the end from the Bob. Can you believe it? Hesketh then looks like he's going to take it all if he doesn't make a mistake in these final corners. And Cull just sneakily, like the ninja assassin that he is, snuck up on the Bob. Hesketh takes it all. Great win from the Hesketh. A lot of pressure on that one, with the Cull sneaking in there to get 2nd, and the Bob spinning it over the line. Thunder in 4th, Reckless comes home in 5th, Blaze Freely in 6th, Autosport in 7th, Beaks in 8th, and Hoods in 9th. You've got to say, luck is not with the Sport or Beaks or the Hoods here at Goodwood. They are being wooded. They are being good wooded. Right then, no delay. We've got another heat to go through, ladies and gentlemen. Heat 3, the final heat before the main thing. Right. Tra-la-la. There we go. That was a quick load. That's what she said. And don't look at the cheats. Right then, let's get ourselves together here. It's another random grid. Beat you. Right. Another random grid then, with Bob at the top, with Hesketh starting in second, Thunder starts third, Beaks starts in fourth, Reckless starting in fifth, Blaze Freely, he likes that sixth. Has he done all three of them? Is he started in sixth? No, he was in last, I think, in the first race, but he keeps finishing in sixth. Autosport in seventh, the Cull in eighth, and the Hoods starting in ninth. So for one final heat to make the grid for our feature race, let us have it away. The lights are on, and now we're racing, ladies and gentlemen. Bob off to a grand start, but Hesketh we've seen having some lightning starts so far in these heats, but doesn't manage to jump the Bob at the moment, with Thunder in third, Beaks in fourth, Reckless in fifth, Autosport sixth, Blaze Freely slipping a position there. The Cull looks like he slipped a position as well as the Hoods there in ninth. Maybe the Cull did start in eighth, sorry. But yeah, Autosport definitely getting a jump on Blaze Freely there, I think. Beaks is on the move, chasing down Reckless, who looked like he's got a bit of a wiggle on in the Mazda. These cars, they just cling to the corners when you get them right. They're beautiful pieces of machinery. So Bob then is our leader, ahead of the Hesketh, who's hunting him down. And are we going to get a repeat of Heat 2 between the Bob and Hesketh? Thunder in the action. Look, nice and tight in there as well is the Thunder, looking to move up a position or two. He's had some good finishes, fifth and a fourth, I think. So yeah, if he can get a top three, that'll do well for his qualifying position in the main race. And he's right there, Reckless as well, looking to bump himself up a position or two on the grid. Autosport, he's gonna, I imagine he's gonna be quite, he's not had great finishes in these qualifying heats. Cull up to sixth, he's got himself ahead of the Beaks and Blaze dropping back behind the Beaks. And Hood's there happily in ninth, staying out of all of that commotion up ahead. So Blaze down to eighth, the Beaks, and we've got an off. We've got a huge off. It was the Cull again, finding the green stuff, as the Hood's also in sympathy takes a detour. And Blaze Freely then up and into sixth. Now Beaks is slowing down. Oh, there must have been a collision between the Beaks and Cull. And Cull then, oh, poor Cull, is qualifying after absolutely lording in the first two heats. And he's caught with Blaze quite quickly as well. Maybe Blaze felt that he was part of that. Reckless then in fifth, but there's a bit of a gap now for the Cull to have to make up. Blaze Freely ahead of the Beaks. And Hoods in ninth. Bob still leads from the Hesketh. Hesketh has been in this position before. He sees Bob putting his wheel out there wide. And he's just got to get down and put some pressure on AT Racing right now. And try and push him into a mistake, which is easily done in these cars. And they do drive a little bit on the edge in some of these corners. Thunder has dropped back now from this battle in third place, preparing himself for the Autosport that's on his way, I'm sure, as we're sat on board with Hesketh. Hesketh, the brainchild behind the series, and a very good plan and organisation it has been also. I've not been there live. I don't know how quick they get into these 15-minute races, but so far it has been a lovely little championship. 2 rounds in, well, not even 2 rounds yet. We're still getting through the qualifying heats. Hesketh looks to have closed up on Bob a bit more there as we sat on board. Thunder, yeah, well, there's a dust behind Reckless and the Cull. And Cull really is hanging it out. He's rinsing the Mazda, ladies and gentlemen, but still getting very good lap times. Better lap time than he did on the lap 2, but he had a big off. Blaze Freely in 7th, Beaks in 8th, with the Hoods in 9th. Bob still leads ahead of Hesketh. These guys driving on the edge, with Thunder there in 3rd. Thunder at 20.5 last time around. He's got Autosport chasing him down, but Autosport is also driving on the raggedy edge, as we have seen so far in all of these heats. The Autosport holds nothing back, and sometimes it is to his detriment. Reckless then in 5th, but he's got the Cull leaning on him heavily from behind, and Reckless then just trying to keep that car in the middle of the track, park it on the apexes, and make Cull do all of the work. Although it looks like Cull's already got the inside line for this next corner, and it's the Cull's corner. Whoa, wasn't a lot of room out there. And Reckless then finding himself off of the track. I wouldn't think it was Cull's fault. There was only one way that car was going to go, in that corner. And Reckless there was parked on the outside of him. Tough to call. Blaze Freely in 7th. 21s again from the Blaze, giving Beaks a lot to think about. The Beaks right on his rear derriere, but unable to do anything about the Blaze at the moment, and the Blaze has his crosshairs absolutely locked on to the Reckless just ahead of him. Cull now disappearing from the scene, with Autosport trying to close in on Thunder, but Thunder is the fastest man on the track at the moment. The Thunder just going from strength to strength to strength, staying in touch with the two ahead of him. This is a beautiful story we're seeing unfold ahead of us. AT Racing, though, he's getting purples as he goes around, and he's looking to take that fastest lap away from our boy Thunder. But we did see a 19-1 in the last heat, so it wouldn't be surprising that time's going to drop. As Bob crosses the line now, doesn't take it, and nor does the Hesketh with a 19.7, very close though. A 19.8 for Thunder, keeping it consistent in those 19s range as he tries to chase down. He just makes one small mistake from either of these two ahead, and Thunder could be looking at scooping up a gold here. Autosport in 4th place, chasing down the Thunder, but just doesn't have the pace of the Thunder at the moment. The Cull, we know he can do 19s. He's just warming up to them, I'm sure. Reckless in 6th, being chased by Blaze and the Beaks, both very swift pursuers, as we have found out. And the Hoods in 9th place. The Hoods dogged with bad luck around the Goodwood track. It is a track that you either love or you hate, and I'm thinking the Hoods is not keen. Bob leading with purples, but Hesketh is looking at taking the lead, and he does. Was that the slipstream got him that? That was beautiful. So Hesketh then slingshotting past the Bob there. Must have got a better drive out of the corner, and then used the slipstream up the straight as Thunder hanging out his car, and Hesketh does take the fastest lap away from the Bob as he takes the lead, off of Thunder, as he takes the lead away from AT Racing. AT Racing getting a big douse of deja vu here from Heat 2. Hesketh just ahead of him as he sits under his rear derriere, and Thunder, he lost a bit of time that last lap around, but if he can get into those 19s, he could possibly still get into a bit of a race with these guys. Autosport chased him down at 22.3 there. That's going to put him closer to the Cull than it will the Thunder with that lap time. Luckily for Autosport, Thunder's lap time last time out was not too hot either. We're coming up to 9 minutes of this 15-minute race, and Reckless then in 6th, ahead of Blaze Freely, who is towing the Beaks around like a caravan. It's like he is away for the Easter weekend to some dodgy caravan resort where there's a lot of swinging happening. Reckless, oh, Reckless has dropped it like it is mofo hot and into a barrier, and Reckless then, he'll be cursing his luck. The hood's too far back to make a move on the Reckless then, but Reckless, that sums up his afternoon. He's been having some good races, he's got good pace, and then the Mazda bites him. Hesketh still leads, only just, with the Bob in tow. Thunder in third. Thunder slinging Mazda. Look at him go. Look at him go. 20.3 from him last time around. With Autosport doing a 23, Cull must be up and about his business so far. He's not far away, I'm sure. So the Cull then trying to close in on Autosport in the final stages of this race. We're into the last third as Blaze Freely again in sixth place. He loves that sixth place, and he's getting faster every heat. So one to watch for the main race, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't make mistakes, doesn't throw it off the road, and with a lot of hot heads around him, he could find himself up in some nice positions. That's how Thunder does it. Beeks in seventh, with Reckless in eighth. We saw Reckless having a big off last time around. Hud's in ninth. He's had his share of offs. Hesketh and Bob still at it in the lead, with Thunder cruising in behind them, hoping they both take each other out of the equation. 4 minutes left of this final qualifying heat to see where they're going to be sat on the grid for the main event. And Hesketh at the moment holding it over the Bob in the last two heats, but the Bob looking strong coming up here. No, Hesketh still clinging on. Hesketh still clinging on to the lead as the Bob puts everything he's got into it, with Thunder in thirds. Autosport a buffer from the Cull, and the Cull is on his way to the Sport. Blaze Freely happy alone in sixth place, with the Beeks chasing him down, but the Beeks, he made a mistake, didn't he, on lap 7, has dropped away. These two were rather close and in a race, and again Blaze Freely finds a little bit more time in the Mazda and getting closer to the 20s, just the 20s rather than the 21s. And Beeks has the pace to take it to Blaze, but just these Mazdas are temperamental. Reckless as well, 21-0 their last time out, and the Hud's in ninth. Bob's back in the lead. I apologise. The Bob has managed to get himself back ahead of the Hesketh this lap around. And Bob's got a big wiggle on, and that's got to hand it to the Hesketh, who comes through and says, "Tar very much, sir." And Bob then, you saw him squeezing the Mazda for every little bit of grip it had in that corner, and it gave up on him. But Hesketh looks like he's pushed it into that corner somewhat, and it's to-ing and fro-ing here between the two leaders as Bob is back on the case, coming back around the outside, and that's Bob still in the lead just about. And Hesketh, these two absolutely painted smiles on their face. I bet they're having the whale of a time with this wheel-to-wheel action, wheelie action. And Bob then, there's a knock on the curve for the Bob, and Hesketh is through. Hesketh is through and into the lead, and Bob there, it looked like he caught the inside of the chicane, and guess who's been hanging around this whole race for such a thing to happen? It might just be Thunder. So Bob having a little knock with the chicane there, and now Thunder is all up and about his business. He's measuring up the trunk. He's measuring his caboose. Autosport in fourth, still holding his own against the Cull. The Cull trying to wind it in, but we are running out of time now as we hit the 14-minute mark. Only 1 minute left on the clock, and Thunder is trying to find a little bit of application against the Bob, but the Bob, we know, does not bend. And Hesketh then, another heat win for him as he sees the rear derriere of Hoods just up ahead. Reckless in 8th place. Dogged with bad luck here at Goodwood. Beaks, again, another fast one that just keeps throwing his Mazda at the scenery. We've got the Blaze, Mr. Consistent here in 6th place. The Cull chasing down Autosport, who's been driving by the seat of his pants. Thunder, oh, it's a two-way off-ski. We're going back. We're going back in time, ladies and gentlemen, to see what the bejeebus happened there. Through the chicane we go, and just both of them did exactly the same thing, a synchronized. Oh, it looked like Thunder had managed to get it keep going, and he has, but that held him up a bit as Bob's spinning all over the place, and now the Bob gets going again, and luckily Autosport and Cull are way back. In Autosport, it looked like he pulled over for the Cull there, as a Bob then, the flag's out. It must be for Blaze as he comes up in 6th place, and the Blaze then taking 6th spot throughout all the heats. I'm pretty sure he finished in 6th in all the heats. Beaks in 7th, with Reckless coming home in 8th place. And the Hoods in 9th. Hesketh leads, but Thunder in 2nd with the Bob under threat from the Cull now. After his big spin out in the chicane, and can he survive that 3rd spot all the way to the end? Or is it the Cull that's going to get that podium position? Autosport in 5th place. Might be his best finish here in the heats as Hesketh comes up towards the final chicane. Cruises it through and heads towards the line to take another win. Great stuff from Hesketh there. That's got to put him on pole, surely. Thunder in 2nd. He's got to be up there as well on the grid. And by George in 2nd. Bob as well. He's going to get out dragged by the Cull to the line. And the Cull then takes 3rd spot away from the Bob, and Autosport brings it home in 5th place ahead of Blaze Freely in 6th, Beaks in 7th, Reckless in 8th, and Hoods in 9th. If Blaze Freely doesn't start 6th on the grid, I am going to eat my woolly hat. So then, they are the qualifying heats, ladies and gentlemen, and it is time to move on to the main race. I think it's 30 minutes. As we load it up then. 3 qualifying heats we've just got through for this. Let me pause it and get the menu up and all of that. So yeah, Hesketh, we assumed he would be on pole. Is it this button? This one. So Hesketh then, after the 3 qualifying heats, gets pole position ahead of the Cull. So the Cull did enough for 2nd place. Thunder grabs himself 3rd spot on the grid ahead of AT Racing in 4th. Blaze Freely in 5th, not 6th. There you go. Well done. Blaze Freely starts 5th ahead of Autosport in 6th. Reckless starts from 7th with the Beaks starting in 8th, and the Hoods starts from 9th. So that is the lineup. We've got 30 minutes of racing here at Goodwood for your pleasure. Sit back, chill, and enjoy. The lights are on. It's race time. So Hesketh then pulling away very nicely. The Cull tucks in behind ahead of the Thunder, as does the Bob. So the top 4 all holding position off of the line. Hesketh then leads from the Cull, and Thunder in trouble from Bob. Bob having a great start against the Thunder there, and Autosport in 5th. We've got Blaze Freely losing a position to Autosport in 6th. Reckless up and about his business in 7th. Hoods makes a jump on the Beaks from the line in 8th, as Beaks in 9th. Hesketh leads with the Cull and the Thunder. The Thunder's out wide. The Thunder's out wide. He's kept it together but lost a couple of positions as the Bob moves up and into 3rd, and Autosport now in 4th. Thunder slipping down into 5th, but it's a long race. It's a 30-minute race. Let's not give it all away on lap 1. Blaze Freely, he understands this concept. He knows. He's just got to sit in a nice, comfortable delta and let these guys throw it off the track, as we have seen in the qualifying heats. Reckless is very close to Blaze. He really fancies a chomp at the Freely, and Reckless again off the track, but he's kept it together this time. But his Mazda moved on, coming out of the chicane for 6th place, and there's movement up ahead. Cull losing a position to Autosport. Autosport coming to life in the main race, but he's out wide. Can he keep it together? He does, but he loses position to Thunder and the Cull. And where is our boy? Where's Hesketh? Hesketh down in 5th. So Hesketh lost something there as we were watching a fight further down the field, and it's Bob that leads from the Cull and Thunder in the mix, and we saw Thunder slip down on that first lap, but he's back and he's bad. And Autosport then in 4th with Hesketh in 5th. Hesketh must have made a small mistake there, as Reckless now ahead of Blaze Freely, and the Beaks in 8th being chased by the Hoods. So Bob leads now. It's a 30-minute race. It's a long race to start trying to make your plans. And Cull being attacked by the Thunder there. The Thunder getting ideas above his station, it seems, and nearly making the move stick, as Cull looked like he went out wide there through that corner, but kept it together. And the Thunder absolutely landing his punches today. Hesketh now up ahead of Autosport, but it's a close battle here between Reckless, Autosport and Hesketh. There's nothing in it between them. Sat on board with our boy Reckless there as we chase the Autosport down, and Hesketh just ahead of him. And we see a glorious sunset here in the British countryside at Goodwood. Absolutely cracking. It's a nice picture. It's probably chuffing freezing though, because it's the UK and it's always freezing. So Reckless slipping back now from the Sport and Hesketh as they do battle. Bob still leads from the Cull and Thunder in 3rd. You can see him just down the road a little bit. Blaze Freely in our rear view mirror. He looks like he's got a nice clear race at the moment. No Beaks up his rear derriere. And so on board with Reckless as we make our way around Goodwood here for round 2 of the World Racing Communities MX5 Anniversary Cup. Apparently it was the first championship that they did, and whoa, Reckless taking out a lot of time. Oh, what a shame. He's kept it together though. He's kept it together back on the road. Crazy stuff, but he's hit the barrier there and he's ended up out wide. But my word, he closed in on Autosport there and he's lost the position to Blaze Freely. Blaze Freely now is up and into his favourite position, 6th. It's the Blaze 6th Freely. So Reckless, unfortunate for Reckless, but he looked like he was out of control a long time before he left the track. And Beaks then in 8th, closing in on the Reckless. Hoods in 9th. We've got the Bob leading from the Cull. And Thunder staying in. Still got skin in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Hesketh there ahead of Autosport, but Autosport more than matching the pace of Hesketh here, and Hesketh not being able to leave the Sport behind. But Thunder holding up strong in that top 3 battle. We are 5 minutes into a 30-minute race, and it is all good at the moment. All good in the hood for the Bob. Out there in the lead. We've seen small mistakes from the Bob, giving Hesketh an opportunity. So maybe he's got it all out of his system now in the qualifying heats. He knows this one is the serious one. And so far, The Cull taking the fastest lap away from him. He just got the fastest lap until the Cull crossed the line, a millisecond behind him. And Bob now starting to feel some heat from the Cull. The Cull closed in. The Cull really is starting to add the pressure to Bob, which is great for Thunder. He can just sit in the wake of this action ahead of him, and Cull looks to be making the move on the Bob. No, it looked like they were side by side, but I was incorrect. And Bob then still holds that lead from the Cull, but the Cull is laying on the pressure. Thunder there in third, hoping to pick up the pieces of whatever this fight might happen. And Hesketh there in fourth, trying to close in on the Thunder. He's leaving the sport behind a little bit. Blaze Freely enjoying his time in sixth place, with Reckless off the track again and losing a position to the Beaks. The Beaks then moves up and into seventh place as Reckless, just his namesake, isn't it? He's Reckless. He's got to pull it back a bit. He's got pace. He's just reckless in the corners. And the Hoods in ninth. Maybe the combo of the MX5 and Goodwood together are not fitting his palate. AT Racing, though, in trouble now from the Cull, and Thunder is giving Thunder an opportunity to get in there as well. And we're almost three wide as we come up towards the sweeping right-hander, and the Cull leads from Bob, and Thunder wants to get by the Bob as well. This is close racing. This is a very tricky corner here they're coming into, and the Cull then leads them into it. Fine, absolutely fine from all three competitors. And the Cull just about clinging on to the lead. Bob slipping back into second. It must have been a mistake from Bob. The Cull leapt all over it, and Thunder almost grabbed something out of it as well. Because the Thunder, he was a little bit further back from these guys, and it's put him right in to the contention zone. But Cull leads from AT Racing. AT Racing, though, going for a move on the Cull in the final corners, and AT Racing absolutely put it on the line there. He put all in and he got it. He won. Let's get him over to Las Vegas. So the Bob then back in the lead from the Cull, and Thunder getting a ringside seat of all of this mayhem and chaos ahead of him. Hesketh slowly crawling up to him, but yeah, 21 from Thunder that time around. Cull doing a 20.8 and AT Racing doing a 20.8, so Hesketh definitely closing in by 0.8 of a second that last time around for him. Autosport now finding himself in trouble with the Blaze. The Blaze, sixth is not enough anymore. He's got the taste. He's got the thirst for positions, and he's closing in on Autosport. The indicator's gone on, which means he's going for more. He's gone for an extra boost. Reckless in 8th place ahead of the Hoods, and the Hoods getting down to some serious lap times now as he chases the Reckless down. Beaks finding himself ahead of the Reckless, and not that far behind this battle between Blaze and Autosport. Hesketh there in 4th as Thunder. Cull going for a move on the Bob. The Bob's out wide as he lost the car. Thunder snuck one through as well as Bob lost a little bit of the car there, and he's had to concede first and second and slip all the way down to third, and if he's not careful, possibly fourth, with Hesketh coming in with a lot of noise. But Bob back on the mission and all up and in Thunder's business. He's measuring cabooses, ladies and gents, weighing up the caboose on that one. Cull leads, and really Cull will be wanting to just pull away from this action because they're dangerous. Thunder and Bob both in this fight for the lead. 10 minutes into this 30-minute race, Hesketh trying to close in on the top three. Autosport trying to stay ahead of Blaze Freely at this point, and Beaks trying to close in on the battle before. Beaks joins the 120 club, and he's getting some good lap times now out of his Mazda, and it's half full at 10 minutes, so they will need a little top up of fuel. Blaze Freely closing in on the Sport, but is the Sport trying to save fuel? No. Looks like he is planting it. Reckless has been a naughty boy and he's off the track again. Is this going to give the Hoods an opportunity to make up a position? Not quite yet. But if the Hood sticks in there, I'm sure he's going to come across the Reckless. Thunder leads, ladies and gentlemen. Hesketh's up, Cole's down to 4th. My word, you take your eyes off him for 1 second and they all swap positions. So Thunder now in the lead ahead of the Bob. And the shock. Horror here. Hesketh there in 3rd, getting himself ahead of the Cole. And crazy shenanigans. Bob's slipping back from the Thunder now as he tries to defend against Hesketh. Hesketh wanting to make lightweight work of the Bob. He's been stuck behind him in these heats all too often now here at Goodwood. And again, Hesketh had to do a lift in that corner, finding himself in Cole's direction. And Thunder, just head down, crack on, lads. Get away from the action and see if you can get yourself a win. So here we go, Bob, Hesketh and the Cole all together. 2nd, 3rd and 4th. And bitter rivalry between the 3 of them. And, yeah, you had Tommy Rue into the action and it's a tight one. Thunder, he's joining those ranks. Oh, someone off the track there. Hesketh off the track, but maintained position against the Cole. And Bob now has a bit of breathing space to go back on the attack of the Thunder, getting purple sectors. Bob absolutely zoning in to the Goodwood vibe and keeping track of Thunder there, who's trying to dart like a poor little rabbit. Poor little defenseless rabbit being chased by a bunch of dogs. Bloodhounds at best. And Hesketh then is up and into 2nd, Cull in 3rd. Bob's had a big slip. Bob's had a huge slip. He's hit something. Bob has hit something and he slipped back and into 4th place as the Cull and Hesketh do battle for 2nd place, and Thunder is just trying to stay out of all of that business. He's just trying to get on with what he wants to get on with, which is driving his car as fast as he can without taking to the green stuff. Hesketh out wide. Is that giving Cole the opportunity? Come on, cameraman. Cole then, up and into 2nd. I saw Hesketh going wide out of the chicane. And Bob's into the pits. Bob is into the pits less than halfway through this race. He's got a 1/4 of a tank of fuel. Is that the right move? Is that the way to go? Who knows? I couldn't work out the strategies last time out, and I'm not even trying this time. We'll see how it just goes. It's a one-stop, no matter where, I think. Ooh, Hesketh absolutely sliding his Mazda through that section to try and close in on the Cull, who now has his eyes upon the Thunder. Fancying that 1st place from Thunder. Autosport in 4th at the moment, going faster than he has gone before, with Blaze Freely now up to 5th after Bob's pit stop. Beaks up into 6th, with Reckless now in 7th. The Bob out of the pits, and he's been a naughty boy. He's had a pit lane infringement, which carries a 3-second penalty there, and he's nearly topped up on fuel and put some fresh tyres on. So I imagine he's going to try and go to the end. I imagine, yes. Oh yeah, because their fuel goes way over halfway, so definitely Hoods has got a 1/4 of a tank still. Thunder just under a 1/4 as we're halfway into the race. The Cull and Hesketh still doing the battle. And yet to pit. They're going to have to make a pit at some point. And with Bob's 3-second penalty, I don't think he's going to figure in that unless these guys trip over each other. And Thunder at the moment He must be, his heart will be palpitating. His skin will be feeling itchy and prickly. He will be feeling rather uncomfortable. He will be in stages of disbelief that he is leading the race. He'll be distracted by the Cull and Hesketh because he'll be expecting them to come upon him at any point. It's an uncomfortable position if you're not used to it, leading a race. So Thunder at the moment, trying not to let these things distract him, trying to concentrate on what is important. Trying to land those good lap times. 19.9 for Thunder, Cull a 19.6, Hesketh a 19.6, so they are slightly faster than Thunder at this point of the race. And now pit stops are coming into the equation. They'll be thinking about when they need to pit and not letting the one ahead of them pit as well. I suppose there might be an undercut in this if the tyres, fresher tyres, are faster. Autosport going faster than he's gone that last time around. He can get this in the 19s. Come on, Autosport, you can get this in the 19s, lad. Blaze Freely slipping off of the pace there. He can't see a car ahead of him. Easily done in the midst of a race, although this is a lot better. This might put him in the 20s. Beeks is chasing him down, but Beeks' lap time's not much better. Lap 11, losing a lot of time on the Blaze, and he is being closed in by Reckless at the moment. Reckless doing very good lap times. So Beeks could be in trouble here. Hoods goes in for a fresh set of boots and a splash of fuel as Bob really pitted earlier. Now we've got some action. Hesketh stays out, but the Bob and Cull both come in together. Autosport stays out. He comes in. So Autosport also comes in. And Blaze Freely, who's still got a bit of fuel. He's not flashing yet. Continues on, does he? Or does he go in? No, Blaze is in as well. And the Beeks, is he going to carry on or will he pit? Thunder topping up, Cull still topping up. And Reckless goes through and into second. Cull's on the move before the Thunder. Thunder's putting loads more fuel than Cull has. They've both put fresh tyres on, but Cull has got the jump done on the Thunder there, putting in just ever so slightly less fuel than Thunder. Bob, that 3-second penalty's really hurt him, and he is behind Thunder and the Cull. I mean, he was when he pitted, but any chance of an undercut was gone with the 3-second penalty. All he could do is hope that the other guys got 3 seconds penalty, as did Autosport. How will that do for Blaze? He's quite a way back, so I'm not sure he's going to gain from that 3-second penalty. Hesketh now into the pits. Reckless will be the next into the pits, and I think that'll be everybody pitted as we hit 19 minutes of this 30-minute race. 11 minutes to go, ladies and gents. And so far, anyone could win this one. Any of the top 4 or so. Thunder, Bob, Cull, Hesketh. Reckless has got to make a pit stop himself. And Hesketh, he's going to be out before they come round. Absolutely stunning from Hesketh there. Reckless goes into the pits, and my words, Hesketh has pulled out a mammoth lead. An absolute mammoth lead. Now, has he made a mistake with his fuel? Has Hesketh? He's cutting it fine, but he did manage to get his fuel to last a bit longer than the other guys. But yeah, Hesketh there, getting it all from the pit stop. Huge lead on the Cull. Thunder still in third, but Bob is coming in, and he's coming in very strong and fast. Thunder may have overfilled, and Cull may have done as well, judging by Hesketh and the fuel he's put on board as he goes around the back marker and gives it a little beep, beep, beep. Cull, Thunder, Bob in fourth. Autosport at that 3-second penalty but it keeps him safe ahead of Blaze Freely, who could be in trouble from the Beaks at the moment. The Beaks is absolutely sending it in 7th place with less than 10 minutes to go, and Blaze may have to pick up his pace here, or he's going to find himself in a bit of a battle with the Beakster. Reckless after his pits in 8th. He's got fresher tyres than the guys ahead of him, and in all fairness, he's a little bit faster. He can be faster. 20.7 is the best he's done in this race so far. Beaks is a 20.7, and we can't see Blazers. His was earlier in the race. But Blaze at the moment is going to be fodder as he gets a wriggle on, a little squirrel coming out of the chicane, and the Beaks is looming large now. Looming large with a 21.1 that time around, and Blaze a 22.0. Reckless managing a 22.7, but don't count him out at all. Hud's in 9th after his pit stop. Then we've got Hesketh leading by a country mile ahead of the Cull, who's pulled away from Thunder, and now Thunder's podium is in jeopardy because the Bob has just gone faster than anyone has ever gone in this race before with a 19.2, and he's just about to put that into the 18s. Judging by this lap, his car was sideways through that corner, but still in control as the Huds gets out the way, and Bob, there is no stopping this man as he comes up to the line. What did he lose with that slide? No, 19.2. He still takes fastest lap, but it's not into the 18s. Thunder in trouble in the 20s as Bob is putting it into the early 19s. Cull, mid 19s. Hesketh, late 19s. But what's he got to race for? There's no one near him. And if anything, he's probably got to save fuel. He's probably got to short shift that car and look after that tank on the way to the checkered flag. We are coming up to 23 minutes, only 7 more minutes left of racing, and it is far from over as Bob goes for a move on 3rd place, and the Bob is through. Bob is up and into a podium position on the Thunder there, but the speed that Bob is displaying cannot be doubted. Cull is a little bit of away from the Bob, and Hesketh, we think, is fuel saving. Maybe not. There's only 7 minutes to go, and he's still got a fair whack of fuel there. Whereas these guys, they did put a lot more fuel in, and they're pushing. Whereas Hesketh, I think he's on a canter, and he's not really using a lot of fuel. Look at him. Late 19s. There's no rush here for Hesketh. He's done his work earlier in the race, and he can just bring this one home with a cruise. And the Cull, what a strategy from Hesketh. Low fueled it, gained a huge amount of time through the pits, and then short shifts it all the way home. You've got to say, you've got to hand it to the man. Although he's getting purple, so he can't be short shifting too much. He's got to be pushing. But 6 minutes left. I'm sure his fuel is fine. The Cull hunting him down, but it might be just too far back. Needs a mistake from the Hesketh ahead. Thunder, come on cameraman, you got stuck. There you go. Thunder there in 3rd. So what happened? Oh, there's been a disconnect from the Bob. Surely the Bob had got past Thunder, and now Thunder is back in 3rd. We didn't see what happened to the... Oh, I mean, we could look. We could try, I mean. How long ago did it happen? So he's there. Oh dear. Oh dear. So he got past the Thunder beautifully, and he's hit that chicane, as you do, as everybody does. It happens all the time. He's down into 4th, still in 4th. He's not moving yet. He's going here, there, and everywhere, and now he gets going again. Autosport's coming up for his position. And the Bob then crosses the line. It's not all over. 4th place is still pretty darn good, but he was just obviously so angry. So angry with that he's DNF'd himself. So Hesketh leads, Cull in second, Thunder back into third, and with a gap as huge as your mum to Autosport, he's got that safe. He's got that safe, I'd say. Autosport now, solid fourth. He's got nothing to worry about, although Blaze is getting it into the 21s. But Blaze now, his main concern is the Beaks behind. The Beaks wants his fifth place. So Blaze Freely, with 5 minutes left of racing. Fancy that, Bob. Fancy racing for 25 minutes and then quitting out in the last 5 minutes because something, well, seems like a wasted effort to me. 25 minutes and then quitting out 5 minutes from the end. You may as well just finished. Hesketh leads the way, with Cull in second, the Thunder in third, and Autosport there in fourth place. Not bad for Autosport, really. A turnaround from some terrible heats. He's managed to rescue fourth place out of this race. I'm sure it irks him that Thunder is ahead of him, but still not bad. Blaze Freely, a very good debut, but is it done yet for Blaze? Because Beaks 21.4 last time around for Beaks. Blaze doing a 21.3, so Beaks and Blaze on a similar pace to each other. And Blaze trying to keep the Dutch/Croatian behind him, and the Beaks pushing hard at this point in the race, on board with the Beakster as he tries to steal that fifth place away from the American ahead of him. And I'm sure they still are in sight of Autosport, and Autosport, he does drive by the seat of his pants. He could still throw that fourth place away before the end of the race. We are into the final 3.5 minutes. Only a couple more laps to go here in round 2 of the World Racing Community's MX5 Anniversary Cup. And what an absolute dramatic race we have had throughout. And Beaks just can't close in on Blaze there. Blaze having an absolute cracking debut in the series. Hesketh absolutely lands all of his punches in the heats and in the main race. And you've got to say, Hesketh is the king of the good wood. Cull in second, with Thunder in third. And we lost the Bob, and Autosport seems safe there in fourth place. He's doing 22s and 21s. Blaze is doing 21.5s. He would need the Sport to throw it off the track, and I don't think the Sport is in any position to do that. He knows he's not going to catch the Thunder up at this point, so may as well just drive it home nice and safely. No risky moves, Autosport. What are you doing? You've got a banked fourth place here. Good points to take into the next round. Don't do anything daft. Blaze Freely, though, chasing him down. He does want him to do something daft. And the Beaks closing in ever on Blaze. But Blaze last time around a 21.3. Ahead of a 21.4 from Beaks. So these two locked in battle for 5th and 6th. Reckless in 7th. And Reckless, what a shame. He's got good pace. Had the pace of the leaders here. But just absolutely, again, the Autosport syndrome of riding on the seat of your pants. Hud's in 8th place, and we lost the BOB. And Hesketh absolutely pulled their pants down today with that strategy. Kept the car going late as possible, short-filled it to grab a huge distance in pit after the pit stops, and then just cruised this one home for an easy win. No win is easy, they say, but for Hesketh there, he made it look rather basic. The Cull Still hasn't given up though. He's chasing it down into the last minute of racing here. As the skies go blood red. Red sky at night. Farmer's Delight. Thunder in third. Doing his fastest lap. Ooh, is he going for the fastest lap? Ironically on the final lap. Autosport in fourth place. Blaze just unable to close in. He got closer. He did get closer to Autosport there. Fourth place on his debut. Would you have thunk it? But at the moment, fifth, it seems. Autosport is holding on to that fourth place. He's not giving that up. Beaks in sixth. Beaks low on fuel. He might have to cruise this one to the flag. And Reckless then slowing down, waiting for the clock. He doesn't want to do another lap on that tank. And he gets it. Reckless in seventh. Luckily, far enough ahead of the hoods. Hesketh takes the line. Sorry, as I was looking, I didn't realise he'd got past the hoods. So Hesketh then, low on fuel, brings it on home for a great win. Classical win there for Hesketh as he takes the flag and the beeps. Cole comes home in second place. As Thunder then, a podium for the Thunder. Cracking stuff. Thunder across the line. Beautiful. Where's the hoods then? Blaze, oh no! Autosport, what did you do? Oh God, we got to go back some. Here we go then, Autosport. We knew it was always a risk, always a chance, always an opportunity, and he does sling it off at the scenery and goes well wide out of that corner and gets reset. And Blaze is also having issues, but no, he comes through. And Blaze, on his debut for the world racing community, his first dip into it, is bringing it home fourth, ladies and gentlemen. Thunder crosses the line again to take third. How close he didn't. He wasn't going for fastest lap then in the end. Blaze then gets past Autosport there. Autosport going for one last hurrah on his final lap and finding himself at the scenery. And Blaze then cruising it on home. A great debut for Blaze. It can only get better as he crosses the line for fourth place. Great drive from Blaze. Well done. Welcome to the club. Fantastic stuff. Autosport in fifth. The Beaks coming home in sixth. He's had better races. I imagine he'll be frustrated with that one. In sixth. And the Hoods comes home in seventh place. Loads of fuel left on the Hoods though. And there we go. Beautiful racing by all, ladies and gentlemen. Fun times. You look up the World Racing Community on Facebook. They've got a Discord. They're around. You'll find them. If you fancy a piece of this action, get yourself signed up. Hesketh takes the win. Cull in second. Thunder comes home third. Blaze Freely in fourth. Autosport in sixth. The Beaks Autosport fifth, sorry. The Beaks in sixth. Reckless in seventh. Hoods in eighth. And the Bob, although with the fastest lap time, didn't make the flag. What an absolute banger. Sorry, I'm bouncing around. I'm trying to get a good shot. That's about as good as you're going to get of the winner. So, ladies and gentlemen, I told you that they've done the standings, but it's already done for round two. Now we've got to the end of round two. I can read you that table. I can inform you. I said I'm with them now. So Deviant is the championship leader on 98 points, with Thunder in second on 73 points. Bob is third on 69 points, baby. Autosport is fourth on 63, with the Beaks in fifth on 50 points. We've got Akel in sixth on 45 points. Hoods in seventh on 34 points. JD is eighth on 32 points. Blaze is ninth on 28 points. Reckless is 10th on 22 points. MJ is 11th on 18 points. And OP Optimus Prime is 12th on 6 points. 6 points. So thank you guys for checking in and watching the world racing community do their thing. And it's always a pleasure. Thanks to the admins and the whole group for organising such wonderful racing. Thank you to our pilots that turn up and take part. And a huge thank you to you guys that tune in to watch them do their thing. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your break. I'll be back soon with another stream, I am sure. Tiru, peace and love. Peace and love.